I had an absolutely beautiful harvest just off the three little pepper trees that I have there. You can see I had a ton of Thai chili pepper and I had my Scotch bonnet and I had counted 194 Thai chili peppers. So I went outside and picked six more just so I can make it 200. I can't believe 200 peppers off one tree. And guys, those Scotch bonnet, oh my gosh, they are so fat, so healthy, so beautiful. Can't wait to get that into my pepper sauce. Guys, backyard farmer Pat here, guys. The day is finally here where we're going to be making tons of different kinds of pickled peppers. Guys, I just harvested about a week ago. I harvested my Thai chili peppers, my Scotch bonnets, my cachuchas, some banana peppers. And guys, today I'm going to show you how I make my different sauces and my different pickles. So we're going to be doing Jamaican Scotch bonnet pickled pepper. Guys, you know, you can't have any fried fish. If you can't be a Jamaican and have fried fish without your pickled pepper, right? Because you're making nice escovitch fish. And we're going to be making some pickled Thai chili peppers. And I'm not just going to do it one way. I'm going to do it two ways. The recipe I'm going to use for the Thai chili peppers can also be used if you have banana peppers or especially jalapeno peppers. It works perfectly. Then we're going to also be making some dried chili flakes, pepper flakes. So guys, let's go ahead and get started on that. So I think the first thing, we have a whole lot of ingredients here. I'm not going to go through all the ingredients because I'm using different ingredients for different things. So the first thing we're going to make is our Thai chili peppers. And guys, I cannot believe I harvested 200 chili peppers off one plant last week. So what I'm doing first is I'm going through the peppers. I'm taking out the ones that started to wilt. You see like this? It started wilting. That's because it was on the tree so long that it literally started drying on the tree. I'm going to reserve these for the pepper flakes that I'm making. Then I'm also picking out any ones that started to turn black on the inside. I don't want to use this in the food. What I'll do is use these to plant. So you don't have to dump these. You can use these to replant the seeds. And then the ones that are still nice and plump, these are the ones that I'm going to use for my my pickled peppers. So as I said, usually I do this with jalapenos. My jalapenos are just coming in now, so I don't have enough to make the jalapenos, pickled jalapenos. But guys, be sure I'm gonna be making my pickled jalapenos soon. Maybe within another couple weeks or so they'll be ready. So I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna chop the stems off because I don't want the stems in my pickle. I'm actually going to leave a few whole just in case somebody is brave enough to come in and you know, despite the whole pepper, you know, which is pretty cool too. So I'm going to leave some with the thing on. But what I'm going to do is mainly chop these into rings. So I'm going to go ahead, do that. Let me show you what I'm going to do. And then I'll come right back after they're chopped up. You can just hold several together like this and just chop them. So this chili pepper sauce can be used. If you can put it on your sandwiches, you can put it on the side of your plate. You can actually, instead of having a chili pepper, which I'm going to do this one in vinegar, some people do it in like in a oil to make like a hot chili oil. Like when you go to the Thai restaurants or some Chinese restaurants, they give you that hot chili oil. But I'm not going to make the chili oil today. I'm just going to make pickles because I know even sometimes my husband, we might have like some meatballs or we make Chinese food and he loves spice. So he can just put this on there. Maybe another time, we have so many, maybe I'll make some chili oil, but not today. Today we're just gonna do the chili peppers. So let me go ahead and slice these up and then I'll be right back. All right guys, so I just chopped up most of the peppers. I still left some back here that I can use in the pepper flakes, but if I need more I can always grab it. So next what we're gonna do is first you're gonna start with very clean jars. I'm using these, I think these are like 8-ounce mason jars. These are 8-ounce mason jars. I got these at Walmart, and then I'm just gonna fill these jars with the peppers. I'm gonna fill 2 jars because I'm gonna do the pickles 2 different ways. So I'm gonna fill it, you know, just below the rim, and grab another jar. And I had previously washed these very well with soap and water, and then I actually put them in the pot and boiled them for like about 5 minutes. No, 5 or 10 minutes. I just boiled them and then left them in the pot just to make sure that they're thoroughly clean. But they're clean. And let me see, let's just get a little bit more in there. So it looks like I cut up just enough to fill these two up. Gonna stick a couple whole peppers in there. Just skip a couple in here just in case anybody wants to be brave to just eat a whole one by themselves. And also what I like to do, this is not a must, but what I like to do is just lightly break a garlic clove and stick it along the side. Just 1 clove per jar. As a matter of fact, it's a pretty big clove. Probably just use half a clove in each jar. But you know, if you hate garlic, you don't have to do this. So then here's the next step that we're gonna do. And as I said, each different one has a different twist to it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put this really small clove. The garlic adds a really nice flavor to it, so I'm just gonna add a little small clove on the side, but I'm not gonna chop it. All right, so next we're gonna make the brine sauce. So for the brine, I'm gonna use 3 cups vinegar, 2 cups water. If you want it less tart, you can do the reverse and do 3 cups water, 2 cups vinegar. But I like it tart, so I'm gonna go do 3 cups vinegar, 2 cups of water. And what I did was I have some water that I had boiled. Some people put it on the stove and boil it, but I just boil my water because I don't think that's really necessary. So I'm gonna get 2 cups water in this bowl and then add my 3 cups vinegar. So this is clean water that I just boiled. And for vinegar, you want to use plain white vinegar, plain distilled white vinegar. You don't want to use apple cider vinegar because it's going to give it a darker color and a different flavor. Plain distilled vinegar. So I'm going to use 3 cups vinegar because I like it nice and tart and pickly and delicious. And if you're doing this for the first time, you can do two parts each, 2 parts water, 2 parts vinegar, and then you can just stir it. And then just put a little touch in your hand, see how you like it. Woo! That is nice. All right, so that's just perfect. Now I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon salt. And this, I'm using iodized salt, that's all I have, the regular table salt. If you have some other kind of salt like kosher salt, rock salt, if you have it, if you have some other kind of salt, I'm gonna reserve this for later. If you have some other kind of salt, you can use it. Then I'm gonna add, well, I'm not gonna add it yet. All right, so for this first one, it's just gonna be salt, vinegar, and water. All right, I'm gonna stir it in well. The reason that you use the hot water is that when you stir it in, the salt dissolves very, very quickly. So I'm just gonna taste it again, make sure I can taste the salt. Oh yeah, nice. It's really, really nice. I'm gonna add a little touch more salt, but it's like just adding that salt, guys, makes a huge difference. You can't have pickles without that salt. You know, if you have high blood pressure, you may want to modify the salt or just not do pickled peppers, but pickled peppers need salt. So this first batch is going to be just the pickled peppers, the salt, and I'm just going to fill it up. I think these are 8-ounce jars, so 1 cup is literally enough. You're going to fill it up all the way like this. You're going to put the cover on like this. And remember, all this is clean, all this has been boiled. And that's it, guys. That's the first batch. That's the first batch of pickled pepper. You don't want to eat it right away. You want to give it like a few days. I give it like a whole week before I eat it. If you don't like spice, you can remove most of the seeds or all the seeds. As you can see, my family loves spice, so I left all the seeds in. Also, I forgot to tell you guys, you can use banana peppers, jalapeno peppers, serrano peppers, any kind of peppers that you like to pickle, you can use those and it'll be fine. All right, so the next batch, we're gonna use the same brine. However, this time I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of sugar. And guys, just adding, tablespoon of sugar. Just adding that tablespoon of sugar is gonna make a huge difference. It's gonna just add that sweet and sour. It's just gonna add a different element to it. So I added 1 tablespoon of sugar. And I'm gonna stir it. Guys, this is gonna be so good. So you know, sometimes you just wanna just eat the pickle by itself. So you want that little sweetness, the little slight. It's not gonna taste sweet, but it's gonna have a little sweety sour flavor, that nice pickled flavor. Adding that little tablespoon of sugar makes a big difference. Let's taste it. Ooh, that's nice. I'm gonna add a little bit more sugar. Let's make it 2 tablespoons of sugar. So the same brine that has 1 tablespoon of sugar, but I'm adding 1 tablespoon of salt. But now I'm adding 2 tablespoons of sugar. So for this next batch. And remember, we're only adding less than a cup into the brine. So you don't have to worry about too much sugar being in it. Because as you can see, it's a lot of water that I'm mixing this in. I'm probably going to be making other pickles, so I'm going to reserve this brine. And as you notice, I made the one without the sugar first because you can't remove the sugar. So I didn't taste it. Let me taste it again. I think it's going to be perfect now. That's why I didn't even taste it. It was pretty excellent before, but perfect. Perfection. Woo! Man, and I cannot wait till this sits in the pickles. It's gonna be so good, guys. It's gonna be so good. Perfection, guys. So now we're gonna cover this one. And we're gonna let them sit in the refrigerator. Some people leave them out for a day or two first. I'm just gonna put them straight in the refrigerator and we'll eat them. Be sure to mark which one has sugar and which one just has salt. So I'm gonna put the sugar one over here so I can remember to mark it. We're gonna move on to make some Thai chili pepper flakes. And guys, I can tell you, my husband absolutely loves the Thai chili pepper flakes. He puts it on his pizza, he puts it on his meatball sub, he uses it sometimes when he's cooking. It's delicious, guys. And guys, for all of these things I'm making, it's really perfect for gifts too. If you wanna say Christmas, instead of buying gifts, you wanna give them something from your own property, they would absolutely love it. So anyway, let's get to the Thai chili pepper flakes. So as I said, I reserved most of the more wrinkled ones, the overripe ones, for the pepper flakes. That's not really necessary, but I just wanted the nice plump ones for the pickle and the rest for this. So I'm gonna tell you one mistake I made last year that I'm gonna tell you so that make sure that you don't make this mistake. When you're drying your peppers, don't dry them whole like this. What happens when you dry them whole like this, that sometimes they get mildew on the inside, and by the time you cut them open, they are black on the inside. So you see these are nice. The seeds are still nice and white. Let's cut one. The seeds are still nice and white. Everything is really pretty. But you see these ones that we looked at earlier, the seeds started turning black. And you can see it looks like mildew. You can see that's actual mildew. So you don't want to have, when you have them closed, especially if you wash them and then you just have them down, sitting down, they're gonna get mildew, and you don't want to put that in your pepper sauce or your pepper flakes. So I'm gonna, all the mildewy ones I've taken out. So to dry them, you just slice them, you take the stem off, you slice them horizontally, and you just lay them out. So like these, you can see these are already very wrinkly. I'm just gonna slice them like this. Make sure that air gets to them. Make sure that air gets to them. Sometimes I just leave them on my kitchen counter, or you can put them in if you have a dehydrator, you can dehydrate them. Last year I just literally left them out, but I think this year I'm gonna put them in my oven has a dehydrator mode. So I'm gonna put them in a dehydrator because I don't want to take a chance of any mildew. But now that I've opened them all up like this, they won't mildew. They won't get any mildew. They're gonna be nicely dried without any mildew. For this next step, to make the pepper flakes, you have to wait until they're fully dry. So we're not gonna make the pepper flakes today. I just wanted to show you guys how you need to prep them for the pepper flakes. If you guys have an easier way to prep your peppers for pepper flakes, please let me know. If you notice, I have all these seeds that were from the ones that I previously cut up. All you have to do, guys, all of these seeds are going to be wonderful in the pepper flakes. This is going to make it even spicier, even better. Don't waste these seeds that fell off the previous pickle that you made. Just scrape all these seeds here, right? So I end up getting quite a bit of chili peppers. What I did was there was also some chili peppers from the peppers I harvested a couple weeks ago. So I just added it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add it to my oven. I have a dehydrate function. I'm setting it to 140 degrees. I'm just gonna stick it in there. If you have like some kind of mesh that you can rest it on, that's even better, but it's gonna be fine on that tray. When it can take anywhere from 4 to 8 hours. I'm going to check it after 4 hours. If it's not dry, I'm going to turn the oven down to maybe like 100 degrees. My oven can go really low and just let it slowly dry throughout the night. At 100 degrees, it shouldn't do too much damage, but then we'll check back and I'll show you what it looks like and then we'll blend it up. But now we're going to move on to our Scotch bonnet sauce. So of course, for this, we're going to use authentic Jamaican Scotch bonnets. And I have different kind of peppers. I have the traditional Scotch bonnet that you can see looks like a little bonnet. This is the traditional shape of Scotch bonnet. And I also had 2 other peppers that I planted that were Scotch bonnet when I planted them. But somehow I think they crossed with cachucha peppers that I have because they have the shape of cachucha, but the flavor and the color is Scotch bonnet. So I'm going to mix several different peppers together. I also have chocho. Jamaicans say chocho, but this is called a chayote squash. And I've already peeled it. I'm going to show you how to slice it up. And we have a couple carrots and we have some sweet Vidalia onions. If you have regular onions, you can use it. But I just like the flavor that the sweet Vidalia onion has. Of course, we're going to use our distilled white vinegar. And we're also going to use some allspice. All right, so let's get started cutting up the peppers and the ingredients. And if we have time, I'll actually make some, show you how to make pepper sauce. So first we're gonna make this escabeche sauce. So I'm just gonna chop the pepper pretty thickly. If you really don't like spice, guys, this is next level spice. This is Jamaican Scotch bonnet, super spicy. If you don't like spice, you may wanna take some of the pepper seeds out. I'm cutting the whole thing up, leaving the pepper seeds in. So you just wanna coarsely chop it because chop it into pieces that will go on top of your fish, your fried fish. Mainly fried fish that we put it on top of. But guys, if you want to put some escabeche sauce on top of some fried chicken, you can. You know, if you love pepper, you can even just add it to the side of your meal. Guys, I've seen people eat Scotch bonnets, like the whole Scotch bonnet just like that. If you guys watch, ooh, guys, it smells so amazing. As I cut it, that's one thing that Jamaicans love Scotch bonnet for. Scotch bonnet is famous for its beautiful aroma. It's like a floral aroma. It's just amazing. Yeah, if you guys have watched people like Mark Wiens, he eats these peppers like he's eating candy, and he says it tastes like a banana. And guys, Scotch bonnet is super, super hot. A lot hotter than habanero or most of the peppers that you guys, know of as spicy peppers. If you, as I said, you can take some seeds out, or you can use some of the green peppers. Green peppers have a little bit less heat, but this sauce, you can add the peppers to your meal, or you can just use a little of the vinegar. But guys, this thing is just so good. All right, so I'm gonna cut up different kinds of peppers. So I have the traditional Scotch bonnet. I'm cutting up some of these with this shape also. Oh, wow, guys. It's all so fragrant, so good. I actually had some of the ones that are a little bit skinnier this weekend. They definitely smell like Scotch bonnet, but they're not quite as spicy as the ones that are shaped like a bonnet. So I think this is going to be a nice mixture of the very spicy and the spicy, but could be spicier. All right, I'm going to stop here for the Scotch bonnet, and then let's get started with the sweet Vidalia onions. As I said, if you don't have sweet Vidalia, you can use another onion. You want to have the slices pretty thick. And these beautiful rings are going to go on top of your fish. And we're going to layer this in the container. So you see the thickness of this. So I'm going to cut a couple of these. And I can always add more peppers as needed. But we're going to start off with 2 onions. And I'm not sure how many peppers I did. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 onions, so 7 peppers so far. Might need some more peppers. I will need some more peppers for sure. All right. And then for the carrots, you're just gonna slice it thinly. Everything is raw. You're not gonna cook anything because when you eat in this, you want it to be crunchy, and you want that crunch to last for months. I actually have some in the fridge. I actually just took some out that I've had for 10 months, and I just keep topping it up. But since this is the first time I'm doing it on video, I wanted you guys to show you how you can start your own fresh batch. I would not add things like sweet pepper or tomatoes to this, because then you're gonna have the pepper sauce is gonna get really dark and get really murky in no time. You want to keep it with these kind of clean ingredients that won't actually cause any, color to come into the or rotten to happen in it. Especially since we're not cooking this, this is all fresh raw ingredients. I have a friend, Mrs. Cecile, who made me some pickled pepper, and she made it so fancy. She actually cut designs in the chayote squash and in the carrots. I'm not as fancy, so I'm just cutting it all up. Then for the chayote squash, we're gonna slice it down the middle. We're gonna take the seed out. And then you're just gonna thinly slice. Chayote squash is also definitely it's not a must, it's optional. But this is actually really good in the pickle. So I'm just gonna very thinly slice this chayote squash. And guys, the chayote squash just soaks up all the pepper, soaks up all the flavor, and it's so delicious, when you put this on some fish. Let me show you. So I'm gonna finish slicing this up, and we'll get right back to you. All right, guys, so I have cut up the carrots. This is the second carrot that I'm cutting up. I've cut up probably about 10 peppers. But of course, guys, you cut up the peppers based on how much space and what size container you're doing. So now comes the fun part. Now we're going to layer the peppers and everything. And guys, really, it's better to use gloves. But, I've been doing this forever. So you're just going to layer it. So first, we're going to put in the peppers. Gonna put a layer of pepper at the bottom. Just a few pepper. Guys, it smells so good. Ooh, but it burns. It smells so good. Then you're gonna add a layer of onions, and it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. You're gonna break up the onions because all this flavor is gonna come together. Then add some carrots. Add some carrots to it. Add some of that chocho or chayote squash. And then I'm going to add some pimento seeds. 1, 2, 3. Let's call it 5. Ooh, about 6, about 8 pimento seeds. Then we're gonna add some more pepper. Add some more pepper. Add some more chayote squash. Add some onions. Add some carrots. And then we're gonna end it with some peppers. And guys, I'm doing this very loosely. Ooh, guys, it smells amazing. Just gonna push it down a little bit. Add a little bit more carrots on here. Then put some pimento seeds on top. Just maybe like a tablespoon of pimento seeds. So then after you do this, you push it down a little bit. Guys, you have your pepper sauce. And all you're gonna do now is fill it up with vinegar. Plain distilled white vinegar. No sugar, no cooking. You just fill it up with vinegar until it's all the way, everything is submerged. You can take the spoon, push it down. Then you're gonna seal it tight. And guys, this is the authentic Jamaica pepper sauce, guys. Look at how pretty this is. Look at how beautiful this is. Within a few days or a week, this is gonna be ready to add to your food. To add on top of your fish, you can add it on top of jerk, you can add it on top of everything you want. And guys, I have a ton of peppers left. So I think I'm gonna make one more thing. I'm gonna make some Jamaican pepper sauce. You don't have to go out there and buy pepper sauce anymore. I'm gonna show you how to make some pepper sauce next. All right, guys, so last thing we're gonna do, this is the extra bonus. So I still have tons of peppers here, but I'm gonna probably freeze some of these and leave some out so my husband can use them. And here I just cut up, not sure how many peppers, maybe 6 or 7 peppers. You can just leave them whole or cut them up, but I'm putting them in my NutriBullet. Gonna add 3 cloves of garlic and then a couple slices of the onions that I already had cut up. Let's drop that in here. So like about 3 slices of onions. Let's call it 4 slices. So it's probably like mostly pepper, but quite a bit of onions and a few cloves of garlic. Then we're gonna use about half a cup of the same distilled vinegar. So we're gonna use the plain distilled vinegar. I'm gonna use about half a cup. This is a cup, so let's do half a cup. Then I'm gonna let's add a hint of salt. Not much. Maybe a teaspoon of salt. Because you know everything needs just a little touch of salt. And then to counteract the heat, we're gonna add maybe a teaspoon of sugar. You don't want to taste the sugar, you just want to kind of slightly counteract the heat. And white sugar is fine, but I happen to have this because I already put away the other sugar. All right, so I'm gonna blend this up and show you what it looks like. If you have green peppers, you can add it. I mean, I could even add, I think I'm gonna add one of my banana peppers just to give it a slightly different flavor. Or you can just use plain Scotch bonnets, but this one is a bit overripe. And since I didn't use it in my other sauce, I wanna make sure it's good. So you don't need the banana pepper. I'm just adding it in here because it's kind of very ripe. This is actually better if you use a blender versus the NutriBullet, but this is what I have. And I'm pulsing it. I don't want to just make it liquefied. I kind of want to pulse it. All right, I think that's going to be good. Let's look and see what it looks like. Guys, I would be scared to taste this right now, but let's see. Whoa. Guys, that's some serious potency. Woo! That's some serious potency. I'm gonna try and taste it. Woo! Oh. One thing that's missing. Need a little squirt of lime. So these are my key limes. They are very small, but guys, look at that. Full of juice. These little key limes are amazing. All right, so I'm gonna use 1 key lime in there. And guys, you can use green peppers to keep the heat down. You can use you can take the seeds out. I'm just going full force with the peppers. So I'm gonna just give this one more pulse so that the lime juice, let me give it the whole key lime. Give it a little kick. Woo wee, guys, that is some serious stuff. This is used with caution. Oops, losing some of that juice, taking the seeds out. Ah, guys, look at that. My key limes are the best. Tiny. Jamaicans a little bit of talawa. Ooh. All right, so this is, I'm gonna have to put a caution sign on this one, guys. This is some serious stuff. All right, so I'm just gonna give it one more pulse so the lime juice. All right, so now in this last little container I have here, I'm gonna pour my pepper sauce. So we have our own homemade pepper sauce, guys. No more need to buy that bottle stuff. I think I'm gonna need another. Woo, guys, it's strong. Look at that, guys. This is authentic Jamaican Scotch Bonnet pepper sauce. All it has is a little garlic in there, little onion, and full of flavor. Guys, just a little squeeze of lime made it perfect. This is ready to be bottled, ready to be sold. Ooh, guys, this is good. But let's get another one, fill it up, and we have our own pepper sauce for my family, for my friends, or to share with others. Anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. I have to come back and show you guys the thing I'll show you at the end. All right, so it's the next day. It ended up taking about 10 to 12 hours, but here's what it's supposed to look like. You want it to be completely crisp, so it just shells apart like this. So now all I'm gonna do is blend it up in my NutriBullet, and it'll be ready to be used. A few quick pulses, and this is what it looks like. Then you just pour it into your container. I decided to use a separate container. But now we have this nice fresh Thai chili pepper, and I'm just gonna date it or give it away as a gift. It not only completely retained the color, but obviously the heat. That's why I was coughing so much. Look at that. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it enjoyed it. It encouraged you to go out there and make your own pepper sauce or make your own delicious Jamaican Scotch Bonnet pickled pepper sauce, and to make your own chili sauce. I don't know where I put my chili peppers. Hope you guys, that encourages you, because if I can do it, guys, you can do it too. All these things came from my garden. Only, let me see, about 3 pepper trees, and you can see how many things I made from those 3 pepper trees. Plus, I still have a ton of peppers that I haven't used that I can use these fresh. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and till the next video, bye now.